Okay, fine. So, I hope you can see me and hear me. It's fantastic evening to everyone. Okay, and I'm sorry I was not there yesterday. There was a power cut in my home, so I couldn't take the class. Okay, but I hope Madam took the class yesterday. Okay, and let us start. Okay, let us start today's class. Okay, and we'll start the class by responding to your messages. I've seen so many messages already. So, starting from Shravana, Pranamya, Sanvi, Diya, Janvi ma'am, Yash, Sri Gauri, Aparna, Samruddhi, everyone. Okay, everyone, good evening. Okay, good evening. Then Sneha, Tanisha, Shraddha, Vinayak, Priyanka, Saket, Varun. So, good evening again. Good evening. And Rohit has asked it out. Sir, now all the Chinese apps are banned. So when will you take classes in Avanti Gurukul? Okay, so Zoom is not a Chinese app. Zoom is an American company. Okay, and once the Avanti management decides, then we will shift over. Okay, so they will decide. Okay, so what to do? Don't worry. My job is to teach. Your job is to learn, and let's focus on that. Okay, other important people are there. They will take the decision. Okay, so when the time is right, then they will shift the process, everything. So whenever it is appropriate. Okay, don't worry about that. And then Suhani, Amok, Siddharth, the Mohita, Nitish, okay, Kunal, then Shraddha, Sai Patel. Okay, so everyone, so good evening all. And then Shraddha is asking, will there be a major test? Okay, so that is of 50 marks. Yes, of course. Okay, of course, you will also be having a major test. Okay, so we're going to start with maths. Okay, so I'll discuss with Mohit sir, and then once everything is finalized, we will let you know. Okay, we'll let you know about the major test and the other big test that you're supposed to write. Okay, don't worry, we'll give you time also for your preparation so that you will do extremely well in this big test. Okay, fine. So I think with that I can start the class. Okay, I can start the class. Okay, so anything else I will definitely look into your messages later. Okay, and I think we can start the class. Okay, so other things, I'll just let you know. Okay, so if I missed out anybody's name, okay, so I'm sorry for that. Okay, but to every single person, okay, sitting in today's class, okay, so good evening, all. Okay, good evening, all. And with that, let us start today's class. There's a lot of important things we will be learning in today's class. Okay, and I'm going to start today's class with this interesting video which explains about momentum in a very fun and experimental way. So this is something called Newton's cradle. Okay, I hope you will like it. Okay, so how many of you know Newton's cradle? Okay, if you know Newton's cradle, click on yes. Okay, if you have heard or if you know Newton's cradle, you can click on yes. If you don't know, let us see now. That was just a simple experiment, okay, with the Newton's cradle. So when you take different balls and when you hit it, okay, so you will see and you'll notice something happening. Okay, so if you have Newton's cradle in your lab, in your science lab, then you can definitely try it out. Okay, it's a very fun way of illustrating the momentum. Okay, so we'll be learning momentum today. We'll be learning momentum in detail today, and let us see how momentum helped Newton, design or give this second law of motion. Okay, so it's a very interesting way. So let us first continue the class from where we left. Okay. So as I told, Newton is a genius. Okay, Newton is a genius. Okay, so he master planned everything. Okay, before he like presented it to the scientific community. Okay, so as I said, for the Newton's first law, he first brought in the idea of inertia. Using inertia, he explained Newton's first law of motion. Okay. Similarly, to understand Newton's second law, he first brought in the concept of momentum. Okay. He developed the idea of momentum, and using momentum, he explained second law of motion. Okay. So we will also learn in a similar way that Newton illustrated. Okay. So momentum, in the last class, I just started momentum. We did not do much. I just wrote few things about momentum. Okay, so today we will see in detail about momentum and Newton's second law of motion. Okay, it's going to be very interesting. So let me just start with momentum itself. Okay, I'm going to write here momentum and second law of motion. Okay, so first thing you got to understand is that he was connecting all the dots. Okay, so as I told in the previous class also, so he connected all the dots. So matlab means you're just bringing the ideas. Okay, connecting the ideas. Okay, so what is the idea? What is the idea? Okay, the idea was, if you remember in the previous class itself long ago, so I told you about this interesting fact about the unbalanced force. Okay, look at this statement: unbalanced force can accelerate or deaccelerate an object. Okay, so he gave a formula. He gave a formula for this statement. Okay, in the second law of motion. Okay, so that is what we'll be learning. Okay, in second law. So I'm going to write that. So he gave a relationship between unbalanced force and acceleration. Okay, so this you can find in Newton's second law. Okay, second law of motion. Okay, not only this, he also told us something about momentum. Okay, so that is the impact produced. Okay, the impact produced by object depends on its mass and velocity. Its mass and velocity. So this is your momentum. Okay, this is your momentum. Okay, so we will discuss about some points. Okay, we'll discuss about some points, definitions, everything in momentum in the next 10 minutes. Okay, so wait and have patience. Once I complete the topic, if you still have doubts, then we'll definitely look into that. Okay, but first, let me explain the topic. Okay, first I'll explain the topic and then you can ask questions. Okay, so the first thing regarding momentum, okay, is first let us write the definition of momentum. So what exactly is this momentum? Okay, so the momentum, you can just simply define it as inertia in motion. Okay, or you can also tell momentum as it indicates the quantity. It indicates the quantity of motion. Okay, it indicates the quantity of motion. What exactly is this? Wait for next 5 minutes, everything you will understand. Okay, so this momentum is given by the formula, that is P is equal to mv. So where P is momentum, the symbol, okay, the symbol for momentum is P. M, as we all know, is for mass, and V is for velocity. Okay, V is for velocity. Okay, so this is your momentum. This is your momentum. First I'll write down the notes and then I'll explain. Okay, this momentum is a vector quantity. Okay, and we all know vector means it has both magnitude and direction. Okay, first I'm going to write the notes and then I'll explain. It is a vector quantity. That means it has both magnitude and direction. Okay, it has both magnitude and direction. Okay, the SI unit. Okay, the SI unit of momentum. The SI unit you can directly derive from the formula itself. Okay, so we know the formula is mass into velocity. So what is the unit for mass? Unit for mass is kg. And what is the unit for velocity? Meter per second. Okay, combine both. Okay, combine both, that is kg meter per second. Okay, the SI unit is nothing but kg meter per second. Okay, the SI unit of momentum. Okay, the SI unit of momentum is kg meter per second. Okay, so these are some details about momentum. So now we will discuss what exactly is this momentum. Okay, so now I'm going to explain all the terms. Okay, so momentum basically means it will tell you how much motion is taking place. Okay, how much motion is taking place. Look at this term, quantity of motion. Okay, it will tell you how much motion is taking place. Okay, to understand this, I will take an example. Okay, I'll take an example so that you can understand the momentum. So what is the example? So here I'm going to take two cases. Okay, I'm going to take two cases. Okay, this is an example. So I'll take a cycle and I'll take a truck. Okay, so the cycle is having 5 kg. Okay, and the cycle is moving with a velocity of 10 meter per second. Okay, this is the data of cycle. And the truck is of 500 kg. Okay, the truck is of 500 kg. Truck is also moving with 10 meter per second. Okay, 10 meter per second. Now, can you please calculate the momentum of cycle? Okay, can you calculate the momentum of cycle? Okay, this is the mass, and this is the velocity. Okay, so what will be the momentum? Okay, very good. So momentum of cycle, so all of you are telling correct answers. Very nice. Okay, and Sri Krishna was the first to answer, but Sri Krishna, you should write units also. Okay, without units it is not considered as correct answer. Okay, you should write units also. Okay, so now over here, so the answer is nothing but 5 into 10 meter per second. Take this as plus. I'm taking this plus so that you know direction is also important. Okay, velocity is plus. Okay, now this means 50 kg meter per second. Okay, 50 kg meter per second is the momentum of cycle. Okay, so over here, similarly, if we calculate for the truck, okay, okay, so you will realize that for truck, the momentum is the momentum is, as you can see, 500 into 10. So that is 5000 kg meter per second. This is also plus. This is also plus. Okay, so now you can clearly see from this that the momentum of truck is more. Momentum of truck is much more than momentum of cycle. That means if you come back here, the impact produced by truck is much more than the impact produced by cycle. Okay, if this cycle goes and collides with a tree, okay, maybe the tree will not like take so much of kind of damage. Okay, but if this truck goes and collides with a tree, okay, the tree will get more damage. Normal simple tree, not some big tree, some small tree, okay, because the momentum of truck is much more, okay, the impact produced by truck is more than that of the cycle. I'm going to write here momentum is more. So here I'm going to write momentum is less, okay, compared to truck, okay, is less compared to truck, okay. So here impact is less, okay. So over here momentum of truck is more than the cycle, momentum is more than that of cycle. The impact is more, okay, the impact is more. This is exactly what we are trying to understand in the concept momentum, okay. We want to know how much is the impact, how much is the impact produced by the object, okay, because of its mass and velocity, okay, because of it mass and velocity. This is the result, okay, this is the result which tells you the quantity of motion, okay, because of how much motion is there in the object, and that results in the impact, okay, that results in the impact, okay. We will do some more examples so that you get clarity and idea, okay, how this momentum is utilized or how this momentum is useful in our everyday life, okay. But now if you just understood the formula and the unit and how to use it, okay, you can click on the yes cycle, okay. Nothing but see, everything you will not understand in 5-10 minutes. You have to take time, okay. Newton took years together to develop this theory, and you think you will understand in 5-10 minutes, okay, that is not going to happen. We have to spend time, we have to solve questions, we have to practice questions, only then you will become perfect. For now I just am asking two things. First, formula, you understood the formula, first thing, and second, how to use the formula. Only two things I'm asking, okay. If you understood these two things, click on the yes, that's all, okay. Understood these two things, click on yes. You will understand even more when we start solving more questions, okay. Give yourself some time, okay. Don't worry, everything you'll understand. We need little bit of more time, okay. Practicing is important. This is physics, okay, this is physics. This is not biology or chemistry that you just read and you understand, you get it. You have to practice a lot, okay. So this is one simple concept, okay. We will see more, okay. We will see more concepts regarding momentum, okay. So now I will focus on one thing, okay, that is this, okay. For momentum, to calculate momentum, mass and velocity is important, okay. Just remember, I'm going to write it down here. Note: to calculate momentum, mass and velocity is important. Mass and velocity is important, okay. Just keep this in your mind. Why is it important? Because momentum is directly dependent on these two quantities, okay, that is mass and velocity. The product of mass and velocity will give you momentum, okay. Now let us see if you understood this much, okay. So I'm going to share my screen, my laptop screen, okay. And over here on your screen now, you will see this question. I'm going to launch the poll. You select the correct option from the poll. Okay, A, B, C, D option. So select the correct option from the poll. Read the statement and tell the answer. Okay, let us see if you can answer this question correctly. Okay, so you get another 20 seconds. Okay, which of the following, the question is, which of the following objects have the greatest momentum? Okay, which of the following objects have the greatest momentum? So option A car weighing 1500 kg. Option B, a truck weighing 4000 kg. Option C, a bus weighing 3000 kg. And option D, insufficient information. Option D, insufficient information. Okay. So last 5 seconds. So those who did not vote or those who could not vote. Okay. So please vote fast. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time up. Okay, time up. So let us see your answer. Okay, so I'll be surprised. Okay, and here you go. I'm going to share the screen. Okay, so on your screen now you'll see that 65%. Okay, 65% of you have selected option D, and apart from that, some 23% of you have selected option B. Okay, and others have went with option A and option C. Okay, so if you notice, just now I wrote one statement. Okay, I wrote one statement. To calculate momentum, you need two things. Mass should be there, velocity should be there. If any one of them is missing, you cannot calculate momentum. Okay, you cannot calculate momentum, because momentum is nothing but the quantity of motion. Okay, how much motion is happening. So you need velocity. In this question, velocity is only not given. What will you do with the mass? What will you do with the mass? What if I say that the object is at rest? Okay, m into v. If v is 0, everything will become 0. So over here, the correct answer, okay, the correct answer is nothing but option D. Okay, as you can see here, the correct answer is option D. Okay, which only 65% of you selected. Okay, see, this is where the concept will help you understand this stuff. You should know the concept. So I'm repeatedly telling you to focus. Okay, you see, I just now wrote here, to calculate momentum, mass and velocity is important. Mass and velocity is important. Okay, now I will give you this question. Let us see if you can calculate this. Okay, calculate momentum of a bus of mass 4000 kg and velocity is 0. Okay, what will be the momentum? What will be the momentum? Okay, you see, I took the same data from the MCQ. Okay, I took the same data from the MCQ. Okay, if only mass is given, if velocity is 0, then when you calculate using the formula, okay, that is mass is 4000. Very good, correct. Big number, 4000 kg. But when that 4000 kg is multiplied with 0, everything is gone. What is the point of 4000 kg then? When the whole thing will be 0. Okay, the momentum will be nothing but 0. Okay, so you see, both velocity and mass, both are important. This is the point that I'm trying to make. If you understood this point, that is, momentum is dependent on mass and velocity. If you understood this point, click on the yes icon. Okay, if you understood this point, click on the yes icon. Okay, this is the first point I want to make. Then the second point is regarding the direction, because you see I wrote here one very important statement. Okay, it has both magnitude and direction. It has both magnitude and direction because it is a vector quantity. It has a vector quantity. So we need to focus both on magnitude and direction. Okay. Now, one more question, one more numerical, just to check if you can solve this question using the formula. Okay. Calculate momentum of a ball of mass 100 grams in the negative x-axis direction. Okay, that is, if you take like this, I hope all of you know coordinate geometry. This is positive x-axis and this side is negative x-axis. Okay, so calculate negative x-axis direction of velocity 100 meter per second. Okay, so please calculate and tell me the answer. Okay, fast. What should be your answer? Okay, so you got to be quick. You have to be quick. Okay. Okay, so keep your answer in SI unit only. Okay. Answer in SI unit only. Okay, answer should be in SI unit only. Okay, let us see if you can get this. Okay, answer in SI unit only. Okay, very nice. Many of you are sending me answers. I'll just quickly tell if it is correct or wrong. Okay, so first one to answer was Saket. Saket, please check your calculation. It is wrong. Okay, so Mayuresh, correct. Mayuresh, please express this in SI unit. Okay, express this in SI unit properly. It is correct. It's correct. It is correct. Sorry, I saw someone else. So Priyanka, please check your answer. Okay, so then Rohan, SI unit, please. Sanvi, check your answer. Zuhani, correct. Okay, so then Diya, Shri Krishna, then Ashutosh. Okay, Diya, Shri Krishna, check your answer. Shri Krishna, if you do not write units, 0. You must write units. Without units, it doesn't make sense. Okay, and everyone else. Okay, I'll just quickly solve. Okay, so I will just quickly solve it over here. So you see, while solving the numericals, follow the steps. Step 1. Step 1, write given things. Okay, write given data. Step 2, write the formula. Write formula. Then step 3, simplify. And step 4, write answer with units. Okay, write the answer with units. Okay, now I'll follow these steps and I will solve the question. The given data is this, that is the mass is 100 grams. I'll straight away convert that 100 grams. I'll straight away convert that 100 grams into kg. Okay, so I know here that 1000 grams is equal to 1 kg. Okay, so 100 grams is nothing but 0.1 kg. Okay, so express it in kg. Then velocity is 100 meter per second. Okay, so now I'm going to write the formula, that is P is equal to mv, and I'm going to simplify here. Mass is 0.1 kg. Okay, velocity is 100 meter per second. So this is going to be 10 meter per second, and I have to consider the sign which is negative, which is negative here. Okay, and this sign is important because momentum is a vector. Okay, momentum is a vector quantity. You should put the sign. Okay, that is the reason why I gave you this question. Okay, and I'm going to write here complete answer, rub and write neatly. So the final answer is going to be 0.1 into 100, that is minus 10 kg meter per second, and this is our momentum. Okay, this is our momentum. Okay, if you understood this question, please click on the yes icon. Okay, if you understood this question, click on the yes icon. So the reason why I gave you this question is to make you realize the importance of positive and negative sign. Okay, the importance of positive and negative sign. When we solve more questions, you will get even further idea. Okay, so now the next thing, okay, the next thing that we will do here is that understand more about momentum. Okay, understand more about momentum. Okay, now here is a beautiful story. Okay, watch this story and we'll try to understand the moral of the story. Okay, we'll take many more examples to understand the concept. Okay, so the next thing that we will learn about momentum is the connection. Okay, how momentum is connected to the second law of motion. Okay, you just have to remember this one thing. Momentum means this much, what I have written here. Okay, momentum means basically inertia in motion, or momentum indicates the quantity of motion. Okay, it indicates the quantity of motion. For now, just put this in your mind. Slowly in the upcoming classes, you will get more clarity. Okay, you will get more clarity. Hold on, don't give up so soon. You will get more clarity. Okay, trust me, just wait for some time, you will understand everything. Okay, so now we will see the link of this momentum to the second law of motion. I'll just write the statement, that's all. Okay, we will discuss more about second law in the next class. I'll just write the statement, second law of motion. Okay, what exactly is the second law of motion? So Newton says that the second law of motion, okay, can be written in the statement where the rate of change of momentum, the rate of change of momentum, I'm going to rub here right neatly, the rate of change of momentum of an object is directly proportional to the applied unbalanced force, in the direction of the force. Okay, the rate of change of momentum of an object is directly proportional to the applied unbalanced force. Okay, I'm going to write it neatly. Applied unbalanced force in the direction of force. What is the meaning of this statement? We'll discuss everything one by one. Okay, so first, the momentum. I'm going to focus on the derivation part. Okay, momentum is PV. Okay, this is momentum. Change in momentum. Okay, change in momentum is nothing but this. Delta P is P2 minus P1. Okay, this is nothing but change in momentum. Change in momentum. That is final momentum minus initial momentum. Okay, final momentum minus initial momentum. Okay, this triangle here, that means delta. Okay, delta means change. What is the minute change? Okay, it's a special symbol that we use. You get used to it, because in the upcoming classes you will definitely see a lot of delta. Okay, delta means change. Okay, so minute change. So change in momentum is P2 minus P1. Okay, P2 minus P1. If you understood this, click on the yes icon. Okay, if you understood this much, momentum and change in momentum, click on the yes icon. Okay, simple, easy. Now we want here the rate of change of momentum. We want the rate of change of momentum. Okay, you see here Newton says the rate of change of momentum. So in the next step, I'm going to write here rate of change of momentum. Okay, is nothing but delta P by T. Okay, it's nothing but delta P by T. But what is delta P by T? Delta P by T is our P2 minus P1 by T. Okay, is our P2 minus P1 by T. Okay, so wait, I'll do one thing. I'll just write it neatly. Okay, so that it is easy for you to follow. Okay, I will write it neatly, carefully, like this. Okay, right, delta P by T is equal to P2 minus P1 by T. What is this? This is rate of change of momentum. Rate of change of momentum. This much. Okay, this is our rate of change of momentum of an object is directly proportional. Okay, is directly proportional to the applied unbalanced force. Okay, directly proportional to the applied unbalanced force. Okay, so now I'm going to compare that. Okay, so they said applied unbalanced force is directly proportional. Okay, directly proportional to the rate of change of momentum. Rate of change of momentum. Okay, T means time. I have already told you in physics, small t means time, capital T means temperature. Okay, I hope you should know this, man. Small t is for time, lowercase t is for time. Okay, capital T is for temperature. Capital T is for temperature. Okay, so now as per this statement, if you can see, the rate of change of momentum of an object is directly proportional to the applied unbalanced force. Okay, applied unbalanced force. Okay, so now I'm going to put here force, directly proportional. What is this rate of change of momentum? Okay, you see here the rate of change of momentum is this, P2 minus P1 divided by time. Okay, P2 minus T1 divided by time. Whenever you have this rate, okay, whenever you have this rate means divided by time. Okay, rate means divided by time. You see, I have written steps. What is first? Momentum. I told you what is momentum. Next, I told you what is change in momentum. Change in momentum is this. Okay, change in momentum is final momentum minus initial momentum. Okay, next you see rate of change of momentum. Every single word by word I'm explaining. Please follow it carefully. Rate of change of momentum. Whenever you use the word rate means divided upon time. Rate means divide the quantity by time. What you should divide by time? Change of momentum you should divide by time. What is change of momentum? P2 minus P1. P2 minus P1 divided by time. That is our rate of change of momentum. And the statement tells the rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to force. Okay, that is exactly what I am writing here. P2 minus P1 divided by time. Okay, divided by time. But P is nothing but mass into velocity. Okay, P is nothing but mass into velocity. And over here, I'm going to write mv minus mu divided by time. Why? Because P2, I'm going to write here P2 means mass into final velocity. P1 mass into initial velocity. Initial velocity is given by u. Remember your motion chapter. Do not forget motion chapter. Okay, initial velocity, final velocity, remember all that. Okay, next I am taking m common. Okay, I'm taking m common. What will you get? V minus u. V minus u divided by time. Okay, V minus u divided by time. Now, notice carefully. V minus u divided by time. You have seen this formula somewhere. Acceleration is V minus u divided by time. Okay, so now I'm going to write here F is proportional to m. What is V minus u divided by time? That is nothing but acceleration. Okay, that is nothing but acceleration. So F is proportional to mass into acceleration. F is proportional to mass into acceleration. If you understood till here, click on the yes icon. If you understood till here, click on the yes icon. If you did not understand, click on the no icon. Okay, but I sincerely request you to write it down. I have broken down into so many steps. Okay, I have taken the statement, I've split into so many steps, I've cut down into so many steps. Okay, you have to know that each and everything is related. I've started with momentum. Momentum is mass into velocity. Okay, momentum is mass into velocity. That is step 1. Okay, mass into velocity. Okay, now step 2, change in momentum. Change in momentum, okay, is P2 minus P1. Change in momentum is P2 minus P1. Rate of change of momentum, okay, rate of change of momentum is P2 minus P1 divided by time. Okay, P2 minus P1 divided by time. These 3 steps till now, if you understood, click on yes. Okay, Till now, if you understood, click on yes. These 3 steps. Rate of change of momentum is P2 minus P1 divided by time. Okay. You see the meaning of the word rate also I have written. Okay. Everything I have written. Okay. Next, as per the law statement, as per the statement, F is proportional to rate of change of momentum. Okay. That is what I have written in the next step. F is proportional to rate of change of momentum is P2 minus P1. P2 minus P1 divided by time. Okay, divided by time. Okay. Now, P momentum is nothing but mass into velocity. Okay, it's nothing but mass into velocity. So, P2 is mv, P1 is mu. Okay, I have just substituted P2 and P1. If you understood till here, click on yes. Okay, if you understood till here, click on yes icon. If you understood till here, that is F is proportional to mv minus mu divided by t. Okay, mv minus mu divided by t. Okay, everything here in the rough column I have written down the substitution also. Next step, you see, I have taken m common. I have taken m common. Okay, and I wrote m into v minus u divided by t. Okay, now in the box, okay, next to it, I have written here acceleration is equal to v minus u by t, and I substituted v minus u divided by t as acceleration A. Okay, till now, if you understood, click on the yes icon. Okay, till now, if you understood that how did I convert it into ma. Okay, how did I get ma? If you understood, click on the yes icon. Okay, good. Now, what will be the next step? We will continue in tomorrow's class. Okay, how will we convert this proportional symbol into equal to symbol? Okay, and how do we write the formula? We will understand this in the next step. Okay, we'll understand this in the next step, which we'll do in the next class, that is tomorrow. Okay, now a quick recap. Today we learned a lot of things. I want you to summarize everything that we learned in today's class. So I'll be starting from the beginning. Newton is a genius. He interlinked momentum. He told us the idea of momentum, and using momentum, he explained Newton's second law of motion. Okay, so in this, he is maintaining a relationship between unbalanced force and acceleration. That is explained in second law of motion. Okay, then what does impact, what does momentum will tell you? Momentum will tell you impact produced by the object, which should have both mass and velocity. Okay, and we saw some numericals based on momentum, that is P is equal to mv, and we also saw some extra information about momentum in the form of these examples. If momentum is more, like in the truck, the impact is more, it can create more damage, okay, compared to the cycle, because momentum of truck is more. Okay, you please read these notes after the class. You will understand it better. And we also saw about the positive and the negative sign, because momentum is a vector quantity. Okay, and next we are learning the derivation of Newton's second law of motion, which will continue in the next class. which will continue in the next class. Okay, now quickly take your mobile and type www.kahoot.it, because on your screen now, I'm going to share the code. Enter this and join the game. Okay, bega fast. After this, we have story also, man. Okay, so bega, enter the number 507-6967 and join the quiz. Okay, bega, fast. Let us see who can be winner of today's quiz. Okay, I hope you can see the screen. Okay, so enter the number and join the quiz. Okay, 1 second. I'll just reload. Why is it not coming? Okay, it will come. It will come. It is just loading, man. So there you go. I think you can see the number now. Okay, so enter this new number and join the quiz. This is based on today's class. Okay, it is based on today's class. Okay, so last 10 seconds. So please join fast. Okay, so I'll be starting the quiz. Okay, those who couldn't join or those who are unable to join. Okay, so please join ASAP. Okay, so on your screen now, question number 1. Okay, on your screen now, question number 1. Okay, all the best. Just based on momentum. Okay, so select the correct options from the ABCD given option. So which of the options do you think is correct? So last 5 seconds. Okay, so very nice. Most of you got it correct. Okay, P is not equal to MA. Okay, F is equal to MA, which we'll see in tomorrow's class. Okay, And if you have selected all the correct options, then you'll get full points, which Pranamya, that is why Pranamya is leading the scoreboard. Okay, second question. Momentum is a scalar quantity. True or false? Momentum is a scalar quantity. True or false? Scalar quantity is a quantity which has only magnitude. Okay, last 5 seconds. Okay, very nice. Momentum is a vector quantity. Momentum is a vector quantity. Okay, Pranamya is still leading the scoreboard. Next question, last question. You got to solve this question. Okay, you have to solve this question fast. Read the question and solve and type the answer along with the units and the sign. Okay, along with the units and the sign, you have to write the answer. Okay, fast. Okay, so let us see how many of you got it correct. Oh my God, most of you wrote the answers. Okay, and so oh my, only 6 of you got it correct. So you should write in SI units. Always remember SI units. Okay, so third position we have Shreyas. Okay, second position we have Samruddhi. Then winner of today's quiz. Okay, winner of today's quiz is Srujan. Okay, so congratulations all. Congratulations. Okay, fourth position Pranamya, fifth position Saket. Okay, so well done. So congratulations everyone. Others, do not worry. Okay, just keep trying. So one or the other day, you will definitely be in the top 5. Okay, definitely be in the top 5.